Welcome to Yeshiva Daf. We're holding in Chulin Daf Ayin Hey. We're going to be starting Daf Ayin down on the base in a few lines from the bottom. It's about 8 lines from the bottom. The Gemara says, Ibayiluhu.
Wait a minute.
Ibayiluhu Ma'u Limnois Boi Rishoin V'Sheni. What does it mean? It means if the mother became Tomei, do you say that the child is going to have a secondary tumor? Meaning, do you say that the fetus is a separate body, so the mother has a tumor, and then the fetus gets a tumor from the mother? Or, no, the fetus is part of the mother. So whatever tumor the mother has, the fetus has as well. Do we have a mini of Risha V'Sheni?
Oh, yeah.
When the final would base about 9 lines from the bottom.
Right.
The beginning of the line, Sheni. He does, the fetus is another level of tumor. Why? So when you have a nut in its peel, even though it's loose, it's part of the peel. It's not 2 different things. What do we learn in the Mishnah? We learn that the meat who touches the protruding limb is considered to be magan avelo. So it's considered to be touching a treif. According to me, he says Rishlakish. That's one big body. I understand why it's Bekabal Tumo. Where is the Hechsher? Anything that transfers Tumo must have Hechsher. Where's the Hechsher? The Hechsher is by the blood. According to you, the Mais Kasher, what made it kosher Kabal Tumo? Amalei B'Shchita, the Shchita itself. Shimon holds, as we learned from Sechas Menachos, that the Shchita, not Menachos, early in the Sechta, the Shchita itself is Mashka Kabatumo even if there's no liquid. Take animal through a river, Huksha. Halach the Biskvarois, when the Biskvar is not needful. So it says it gets tumor in the river, and then it gets tumor in the Biskvars. Bodies, which is going to mean that the fetus is not part of the mother. The mother is kosher kabatumo, but the blood is not kosher kabatumo. By going to the river, it gets kosher kabatumo. The blood of the mother made it kosher kabatumo. So this goes back to Shchita V'Sheisa, which is Yavish Shchita. There's no blood there. They did a surgery. They made sure no blood will protrude, and therefore there's no extra kabal tumah because there's no blood. Not like Rav Shimon that holds the Shchita itself is mashka kabal tumah, so there's nothing in mashka. Okay, so there's no right. Mantano over banor huchshor elbis kfors nidlo. Who's this mandoma? That's the basic. The Tanyo Shimon lo zoyim mishum basic. Mitame tumas oichlim v'tzorich echsher. He holds that a bimkuo can have tumas oichlim even when it's alive. So the way it is that the Gemara understands, we're talking about that's a live living animal. That living animal is going in the river, and then it goes to Biskras, it gets tumah. Why does a living animal get tumah? Because we talk according to Rabbanon that we consider the ben pekuah to be already dead to a certain degree. So therefore, as a din of a dead animal, it's alive. So the machlek is, do you treat it as alive or dead? Really goes to Shittosai. Rabbi Yochanan says it's very clearly. He goes to Shittosai. They're all the same thing. Wait.
What?
Oh, basically, Adam Moron, that you consider the fetus to be dead. Even though it's alive, no shchita, it's very considered to be dead. But Shammai, the nan, dogim, most of it come to when this fish is really come to but Shammai, do the minute you capture them, even though they're alive and they're well, but because they're about to die, there's no shchita, so it's come to we say when they actually die. When they can't live anymore. That means it's like, yeah, Kiva is shita number 3. So Kiva says, which means when she moves the wings, Rashi explains that it's dry in that area. It doesn't have the moisture anymore in the wings, so then it's Kabbalah. So it's a three-way machlekes. In the fins, yeah. So in the wings. So it's a three-way machlekes. But Shammai hold that the minute it's captured, again, it's a Kabbalah. Which I'm still saying, no, they have to die. Kiva says it has to come close to death. So but Shammai holds you can have a living creature causing tumor. That's like a very sacred. No do bedogim simon trafo. What happens if you have simonim of trafo, like you have a hole in the stomach, in the fish? Does it have a din of kavos tumor? Tibai l'mando ma trefa chayo, v'tibai l'mando ma trefa ino chayo. You question according to both the law. Join us. Come and join us.
Catch up on this morning.
Now
I'm not over anytime.
So it would be a question. Side according to the holds that trefa can live. Side according to trefa cannot live. Meaning, by behemo, who is a trefo, right? What happens to behemo who is a trefo? She can live. She still can live. But even though she can live, you say, as in the trefo. Right? So we still say, even though the animal can live with the trafrus, it's still going to have a din of trefo. So dogim have the same din. The shaila is a trefo considered to be dead. Right? What's the shaila? If a fish has simone trefo, does it cause tumor or not? That's the shaila. If a fish has simone trefo, does it cause tumor or not? So he's saying like this. If you hold that an animal lives, and it does cause tumor, right? Right? So he's saying, we say like this. Meaning, if you hold trefa lives, it doesn't cause tumor. It's not dead. Do you say, so fish will be the same thing? No, fish doesn't have the same livelihood, doesn't have the same lifespan as an animal. Meaning, by an animal that there is shchito, so then you're saying that even though it doesn't live, you hold a treva doesn't live, because by a behemoth there's a way to take it out of its tafus to shchito. So mashenker by a fish, there's no shchito, so maybe not. Right? So the shaila is, does it cost tumor as a trefa? So you want to learn from a behemoth. If a behemoth lives, if you want to say behemoth does not live, but maybe a behemoth has shchito. So therefore, fish will be different. Okay. Says the Gemara, take her. Etila nefil.
What does that mean?
So you have an animal who had a miscarriage. And what comes out of the animal is a fetus, it has a nefil. Which means you're not allowed to eat the fat of the nefil the same way you're not allowed to eat the fat of the mother. You're allowed to eat the fat like you're allowed to eat the chaylev of chayo. Because his chaylev has the name of boss. Meaning the minute it comes out to the air, it has a din like a regular animal. The same regular animal has a chaylev as also. So also by a nefil, it comes out to the air, so you have it in. No, until it's not fully developed, it's not considered to be a full animal, even though it's coming out of the womb. But right now, it's not fully developed. So therefore, it has a din of a nefo. What's a din of a bim kur? What's a din of a bim kur? Bim kur, chelev is mutter. So even though here it came out, but it didn't fully developed. If it was not 9 months old, for sure there's no din chelev over here. Within the womb, he cut off the chelev within the womb. Yeah, now it's a fully developed. So how's the din chelev? It needs to come out of the womb in order to have a din of chelev.
In other words, it needs a viewer and the months.
Yeah. Right? So he says the Gemara, so he says, so even though when you shech the mother is okay, without the chelev is also. We want to learn there that by a sholil you cannot put in the mizbeach the fat of a fetus. Why? Because you say by Asham you don't have a fetus. Why don't you have a fetus by Asham? Because Asham is always a male, it's not a female. So you won't have a fetus over there. So by Asham you know there's no chelev, so you won't have chelev by, you can't use chelev of any of a fetus. According to me, I know why the Torah has to tell me that you can't put chelev on the mizbeach. Because it's a regular chelev. Well, why do you need a pasuk for that? Of course, it's not a chelev. It's not a chelev behem. It's not also bachila. So it doesn't have a din of a regular chelev. Of course, you can't put it on this back. What's a chiddush? Says right. I learned from here. Meaning, what's my source that the chelev of a nefil is different? The fact that the Torah tells you can't put it on his back, that's the right. The chelev is different. Some say, the opposite question. It doesn't work on a fetus. According to me, I understand why the Torah took it away. According to me, I understand it's not a regular chelev. According to you, why would you not use it as a carbon? Meaning, no. Because when you have a mechusas man, you have an animal who's less than 8 days old. Can you put it in his mizbeach? No. What about the fact that it's fully developed, everything is okay? Doesn't matter. The Torah says you can't do it. So same thing over here. A fetus, the Torah says, even though it's a regular chelev, you can't put it in his mizbeach. That's a question. Not such a question. Someone shows the treifo and finds in it a 9-month-old alive. Meaning, the Mandom says that it's also to eat without shchito, meaning it requires its own shchito. So now it's going to be mutter to shecht it. Because you shecht the animal, you find it in a fetus, he's alive, he's 9 months old, shecht it. Go to him here. But the Mandom, it says that the shchita of the mother works for the bimikul. Here, no, because here he's in the treifo. You consider to be part of his mother. The mother's treifo is the child's treifo. Even if the bandama that holds the shechita of the mother works for the child, it's mutter over here. Why? Dalit simonim achsheberach mono. Torah gave 4 simonim to shecht over there by the mother. When you have a mother and a child inside, you can check the mother and the kid is okay. You can check the kid and the kid is okay. Here you can't check the mother because she's treifo. So check the kid. Right, that's what it is. Now here goes back to what we mentioned. What?
It's not Dalit Simon.
Dalit Simon in a regular. In other words, when you have a regular animal, so you have an option for Simon. And here you took 2 of them, you left the 2. So here comes this goes back to Yeshiva Engel's Chakiro. Is a pshat that been cool was potter mishchita. Pshat is that the shchita of the mother works for the kid. So he wants to say this is really the machlekes over here. That according to first mandama, it's a gzaz. Once you check the mother, the kid has no shchita. Here you can't check the mother because she's treifo. You can't do shchita. The second mandama holds no. It's not pshat is it. I can do shchita through the mother. If I can't do shchita through the mother, I do shchita through the kid, through the blood.
But only if he's been test.
Yeah, he has to have his own ability, right? Someone should have a treifo. finds it a 9-month-old living creature. So what I find out with base. Ton shchito v'chayo b'zroya l'chayayim v'akev. So it does the av shchita. Why? It's fully developed. He holds like the av shchito. Meaning the mother treif doesn't help for the kid, and it doesn't also ruin it. He can do his own shchita. If you make it as a korban, you have to give these pieces to the kohen. That's the piece that belongs to the kohen: the hand, the cheeks, and the kevo, and the stomach. If he makes tomoy military maso, but if it dies, it doesn't cause a tumor. Why? Because the shchit of the mother does take away the tumor, because that is effective. A trait for the yushech doesn't cause tumor. It's not a veil anymore. So that at least takes away the veil. So 1 second. Don't shchita kivan. You only add don't shchita. That's the chulak Rameir. The Rameir holds the shchita of the mother doesn't help for the kid. But then you say that the shchita of the mother does work for the kid to take away the nevela. So that's like Rabbanan. So you're going like Rameir, going like Rabbanan. So the time of Chiyah, sure, there's a tree of Motzavo in Tes Chai. Don't shchito.
Didn't we just have a sheet that said even the dibri hamater nami mutter? Isn't that like
Yeah?
Isn't that what this case is?
That's what we're coming to.
Why do we have to say that it's?
Yeah, that's what he was building up. It's another like gear saw. It's like 3 gear saws we can have. And it can have. So the Gemara says, "The time of Chiyah, sure, the tree of Motzavo in Tes Chai. Don't shchito. Chav Yisrael Chen Kevo. Maybe it's talking about time and others of Chiyah said the same thing. They'll talk about Masa. Don't shchito kavan k'Rameir. If he makes to him Mata Masa k'Rabbanan. So, Stiro, Halakasha. Yechezkel in Kfar Matzoi Meis Gam. According to Yechezkel, not in Meis after the fact. If he found it dead, he checked the mother. He finds a live kid. That kid has his own shchita. Is not related to the mother. But if you found the Vlad, the fetus, dead, so then the shchita of the mother works. Now, if your Rameir agrees in the Mishnah.
If you find a kid dead, you're not going to make a shchita.
No, the shchita of the mother. That's what it is. That's what he says. It says Yechezkel, if you found it dead, the shchita of the mother works for him to take away from being nevela. But according to you, you said you didn't say that. You said it means you found it alive. The same answer. That's what Mo was referring to. He says, no, I hold that we hold the Rabbanan. According to Rabbanan, how does the shchita of the mother work? So whatever works for the mother works for the kid. So he goes to Yisrael. Here is Rav Asi saying there's Shmuel that the shchita works for the kid. Omli Yishar. So very good. The polygon of Shmuel Lakish. Masha B'Yechon agrees with you. Now it's Lakish. So this we saw also in Maseches Shavuos. Misha v'Shor leV'Yechezkel. Either he was quiet. Rashi brings Rish Lakish didn't argue right away with Rabbi Yochanan. He heard Rabbi Yochanan, he processed it, he thought a little bit, and then he argued.
Did he wait for Rabbi Yochanan to change his mind? Maybe that's why he was.
Maybe that's some question want to say. A chance to change his mind. So we don't know if Rish Lakish argued or not. Rish Lakish, he left before Rish Lakish answered. Or he was drinking. When he's drinking, you're not allowed to talk. So it could be that he was drinking, and that's why. So, what's his name?
They would stop drinking and said something.
But Rav Zeir left. Rav Zeir came to this message, heard that, and went there at the shul. So he never knows if Rish Lakish argued or not. So that's why he said, "I don't know if Rish Lakish." I said, "I know if Yochanan said Rabbi Rish Lakish. I don't know. I wasn't there."
They said that he was drinking because he didn't want to miss anything from Rabbi Yochanan. So
he ate when he drank.
He drank and did this
in front of him. I hear. We found in the Mishnah another sheet. Shimon Shazuri said that even if the fetus is 5 years old and is choresh basadeh, the shechita of the mother works. Says the Gemara, that's what Tarakama said, that a live animal, that the shechita of the mother works. Here's the machlekes. Tarakama holds the shechita of the mother works for the kid until he started walking. If he didn't go in the karka. He's in the womb. But once you went in the karka, gzeiru. The gzeiru is people's going to say, oh, look, you're eating an animal, not shchita. Not going to know it's a ben pekuah.
The gzeiru that you have to shech?
Yeah, to do shchita. And when Shimon Shazuri holds, it can be 5 years old.
We had this previously with the ben pekuah. You can't do shchita on it.
It doesn't work. It's not effective. But it looks at shito. You're cutting the simanim. You don't need to do it.
But you have to give the appearance of shchita. It's not that shchita is required. I mean,
you can't eat it without shchita.
But it's not a real shchita.
Right.
You can't. It's like we had the case, like a ben bakua that comes like on a beam on a regular.
That's the Gemara speaking about. Right. It doesn't work shchita here. It's not a real shchita, but you can't eat it without shchita.
It's an illusory shchita.
Yeah. That's the next Gemara. According to Adam, the Yechezkel for the father. Why? As Rashi explains, Ben Pekua means a fetus that was in the womb. There's no shchita there. So as Rashi explains, what it means no shchita? It's considered to be shechted already. He had a relationship with a regular animal.
Rashi said earlier something that's like it has one simon or something.
Yeah, Rashi brings it over here as well.
She, who?
He, the Ben Pekua,
He was a Ben Bakua.
had a relationship with a female.
The non-Ben Bakua.
Non-Ben Pekua.
Yeah.
And they had a child.
Okay.
That child, mitzad the father, there's no shita. He's already shechted. Mitzad the mother, you do that in crash, you need shita. So he needs to do only half a shita. Half a shita has to do one simon shita. One simon you can't, that's called shehiyah, to do shita, which is only one simon. That's what Rashi explains. A little more, very colorful description.
So
but,
what do you do with this?
And the con, you can't eat it. What does Shmuel say?
Is that just midrabanan? Either it needs shchita or it doesn't need shchita. If it needs shchita, then you need two simanim. Does the fact that you only want simon, is that midrabanan that you shouldn't look?
I don't know if it's there or not. Or it's a din that you're right, so you can't have only one shchita, only one simon. I don't know.
That's not shchita. One simon is not shchita.
Right? I don't know. I hear one simon. One simon is going to be shechted, and it was a hefresh. That's what Rashi says. Is the one the rice? I'm not sure. Okay. Kol moedim bekolut ben pekua. Kol ben pekua is kolut is you have the hands. There's no split hoofs. It happens to be that this kol is a ben pekua as well. Shemuter. Even Rabbanan agree. This one you can check even after it walks. Why? My time kol milsa tmiya mitket kirili inshi. People remember this. What's the problem? What's the problem usually? They're not going to realize it's ben pekua. Here they will realize.
Because they'll see it's not.
Because you see it has split hoofs. Oh, that's the one, that's Shmuel's animal that was ben pekua. Meaning, the mother did not have split hoofs. The child did not have split hoofs and is a ben pekua. Two strange things, remember. So second on Dharma holds, you have to have two strange things. One is not enough. You have only one strange thing is not enough. You can use the shchita of the mother even for a living, walking animal. Meaning, even the son, Rashi explains that the father and the mother ben pekua. We're continuing the same theme before. The father ben pekua and the mother is ben pekua. The child does not require shchita. And if that son had a relationship with another ben pekua or another son of ben pekua, that child doesn't require shchita forever. That's called the ben pekua farms. That's why you don't do shchita.
It doesn't have to be the same level of ben pekua. It could be like ben pekua of like a third level ben pekua with like a first or second.
Yeah, because the whole potter. Yechezkel says no. The ben pekua itself, yes. Once it comes to the child, so then it's us or that people. Then you get mixed up. Says the Gemara. Yeah, that's what Rabbi Yochanan argues. The nofel dubo. Dubo means a bear. But Rashi says it's not a bear, but it's a wolf.
What happened there?
There was a ben pekua, and a animal attacked it. It's about to die. He goes shecht it fast before he dies, so he can eat it. We probably doesn't even require shechita. Why do I have to shecht it? You're allowed even his children. The son, you're not going to remember. We passed the Shuv Shazuri. Did not agree with Shuv Shazuri. He just said, according to him, only the son is allowed, not the grandson. But he also said it's also. But he doesn't agree with him. He said clearly, we always pass Shiva Shizuri. That's a rule. We always pass like him. I will like the following. There's only two things that pass like Shiva Shizuri. Mesukan and Chuas Ma'aser Shalmai. What is that? Mesukan the nan barishona yoim mimayitz bekoilo. Someone is being killed. V'amar kisu get liishti harilichtu v'isnu. So usually when a person writes a get, he says write a get. You have to say kisvu utnu. Write it and give it. He just said write it. You can't give it to the wife. But if he's about to die, I mean they're about to execute him, and he says write, it means write and give. He just doesn't have his mindset to say the full thing. Chazru loymar afa mifarish. Someone who goes on a long trip. Or goes in a caravan. If he said kisvu, he means kisvu nu. He holds even someone who's sick on his deathbed. If he says that it's okay. Meaning kisvu is also true. That's one Mishim Shizuri. Trumas Ma'aser Shadmai. What is that? The nan. Trumas Ma'aser Shadmai Shechazul Mkoimoy. You have a Trumas Ma'aser Shadmai. Ma is a suffix. The one who were to do it. Now he did Trumas Ma'aser from it. And then it went back to its place, and now it's mixed up with food. It doesn't have 100 against it. So it's not bottle. Right? And he has no solution. There's no 100. The big Hefset. Shechazul Mkoim went back to its place. Shur Shizuri says, you can ask the Amoritz, did you do Ma'aser? And we'll trust him. Because the big Hefset. He's going to have a big loss, big monetary loss, so therefore you trust the Amoritz. Now what does it mean after Choyl? Because in Shabbos, you always rely on the Amoritz. Why you rely on the Amoritz? So Rashi brings over here, Mishum Kvit Shabbos et Tirulei. Amoritz, Kvit Shabbos, even though usually we don't rely on the Amoritz, but here, because of Kvit Shabbos, we do allowed. The Yerushalmi says that it's because Amoritz imas Shabbos Olav. He's afraid of Shabbos. It's a year of Shabbos. So therefore the Amoritz is reliable on Shabbos, that everybody agrees. But during the week, not. Says Shur Shizuri, if you have a big loss, you have a Chuas Ma'aser that went back to its place, and now it's going to ask the this whole basket, you can trust it. That's what he says.
So the reason why it was specifically Chumas Ma'aser, like why can't I say just regular? Like Truma of the
So regular Ma'aser you can eat. Regular Truma, you say. Truma, there's no problem by Mai.
Only Chumas Ma'aser? There's only Ma'aser and Chumas Ma'aser?
Yeah. Meaning it's Ma'aser and Chumas Ma'aser, which goes with it. Amoritz is not Choshal at Truma, it's Choshal only on the Ma'aser. And we're only Mekel by D'mai, not Mekel by, of course, by regular it doesn't work. Here you ask Amoritz. So what is the Gemara saying? The Gemara says there's only two places that I'm relying on Mishum Shizuri. One is Mesukun. That a person who's in a deathbed and he says to write a get, you can give the get as well. The other one is Chumas Ma'aser Shadmai. That came back to this place. These are two places possible Mishum Shizuri, not every other place. That's what he holds. Even though that Ula Omar Chanino said it's always possible Mishum Shizuri, he disagrees. He holds like a B'Yonison. B'Yonison said no. We don't pass Shur Shizuri every time. Only in these two cases. So back to our Mishnah. In our Mishnah, we have Shur Shizuri that says, if you have an animal who is a Ben Pekuah and is living a life, doesn't need Shechita or not, Shur Shizuri holds doesn't need Shechita, Rabbanan holds it does require Shechita, you can't eat without a Shechita, you don't pass like a Shur Shizuri.
No.
That's...
So they say that you do need Shechita.
You don't need a Shechita. That's what he passes. It's very good. I said, Rabbi, so we'll stop over here. Mr. Hashem, we'll continue from here tomorrow night.